This is Into the Fire.
I take enormous pleasure in welcoming to the fire a massively talented world champion sailor, great guy, and Aussie's new Olympic gold medal winner, Matt Wearn. Nice to meet you, Matt.
Yeah, thanks for having me, Leanne.
It's all good. Well, we'll chat about the Olympics soon, but real quick, has it sunk in yet that you have a gold medal in the Olympics? Have you taken it off yet?
Yeah, I mean, every day it sort of sinks in a little bit more, and yeah, I guess you get to do fun things like this, and yeah, you start to realise that you're Olympic gold medalist. But no, it's the medal's been pride of place on the bookshelf, and yeah, I've been trying to wear it every opportunity I possibly can.
Yeah, frame for it. That sounds pretty cool.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Now, you're from a very talented sailing family, being the youngest of 3 children. You grew up sailing. What makes a young boy fall in love with sailing?
Yeah, I think initially, yeah, obviously being the youngest of 3 kids, that I was pretty eager to get out in the water, like my brother and sister. So yeah, into it pretty early. But then, yeah, again, just yeah, being out in the elements. I like that I could do it by myself as well. So being a young kid and being able to go out in the water and have some freedom was pretty cool. So that was a big part of it. But yeah, I mean, just love the sport. It's an amazing sport to be a part of, and been lucky enough to travel around the world, and yeah, now have a gold medal.
Yeah, it's a very interesting sport and it's very cool. You first sailed in an optimist, better than a pessimist, I presume. What's the difference between that and the lazy you sail on?
Yeah, the Optimist is it's basically like a big bathtub. So it's very slow, square, fills up with water as well. So yeah, it's quite a hard boat to learn to sail in. But yeah, the Lazy is a little bit more slippery, a bit quicker, obviously a little bit bigger as well, and still very tippy, but doesn't fill up with water. So you don't have to bail it all out at the end of the day.
At least after the race, you don't have to go back and have a shower.
No, exactly right. Yeah.
In 2013, you got on the Australian sailing team, which must have been amazing. But then in 2014, you didn't make it. What happened there? And did this drive you to be the sailor you are today? Or was it a real struggle to lift yourself back up again?
Yeah, it was obviously going from such a high of making the Australian sailing team, and then for the next year not to be able to do it was tricky. And yeah, there was probably one of the moments where I wasn't really enjoying my sailing, and yeah, that's probably where the results and the pressure from that kind of got to me a bit. But yeah, after 2014, decided I'd just enjoy the sport and really enjoy sailing again, and yeah, the results would follow, and luckily enough they did. And yeah, haven't really looked back since then. So yeah, 2014 was obviously a hard year, but one that's definitely detriment to my success.
Yeah, it's a good way to look at it. Now, you were drafted into West Perth's AFL development squad. How good were you, mate? Don't be humble here. Do you think you could have made the AFL?
Oh, I mean, yeah, it's I did enjoy my footy, and yeah, I did like to play it, and it was good fun. But yeah, again, at the time, the sailing was even more fun. But I'd like to think that I would have made it to the AFL. Got some mates that I used to play with that have got there. So yeah, I would like to have been one of them too.
Yeah, but you got a gold medal. You can't really trade that away.
No, exactly. Yeah, can't change that for anything in the world. It's all worthwhile now.
Has there been a time where you have wondered what might have happened had you been chosen by the footy poll?
Yeah, definitely. I think, yeah, like 2014 was one of those times that, yeah, you start to think if you've made the right choice, but and missing out in Rio for 2016 as well. But yeah, it's all worthwhile now. Wouldn't change it for the world. And yeah, to have the gold medal, yeah, proves that all that work and effort has been worthwhile.
Yeah, I was going to say, look at you now with that gold medal. So, yep.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, you're a world champion and an Olympic gold medalist. Life is pretty great right now for you. Have you had time to reflect on all you've achieved yet?
Yeah, it's a tough one. Definitely the last couple of days, being here in Belgium, just being able to sit down and think about it all, but and the journey that we've had. But yeah, I think definitely in the coming weeks, I'll have moments where I look back on both the hard times and the awesome times, and yeah, think about how lucky I am, and yeah, it's sort of making me more motivated for the next 3 years for Paris.
Yeah, it must be very exciting times now for you.
Yeah,
You got
sort of just taking it and running with it, that's for sure.
Yeah. You got to work with the Sydney 2000 bronze medalist Michael Blackburn, who also helped Tom Burton to gold in the 2016 Rio Games. I'm guessing he was awesome in your push for gold.
Yeah, definitely. Been working with, we call him Blackers, and yeah, been working with him for 10 years now. And yeah, obviously a massive part of Tom's gold in Rio, and the Tom before that in London as well. So to have him a part of my campaign, and to be by my side for such a long time has been incredible. And yeah, he's someone that has a massive part in this gold medal for sure.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. All right, so the Olympics, what an achievement, mate. You must be so proud and happy. Awesome job, buddy. Are you able to sum up what getting that medal and listening to the anthem felt like?
Yeah, it was a pretty surreal experience. Obviously, they call out your name, and you stand on top of the podium, and they give you the medal to put around your neck, and you feel the weight of it. And yeah, it's almost in some sense like the weight just lifts off your shoulders, all the pressure and the effort that's gone into it. But then yeah, you turn and you watch the flag raised, and you listen to the Australian anthem, and yeah, you start to get a bit emotional. A few tears may come out the corner of your eye, but yeah, it's such an unreal experience, and it's one that you've dreamed of for so long, that to actually be making it happen was such an amazing part.
Yeah, it would be. I followed your races, and you racked up more than half of your points in the first two races. Were you worried early, and what was going on? Because after that, you were almost flawless.
Yeah, it was a pretty rough start. Yeah, like you said, almost double the points in the first two races. So yeah, it was rough, and we are starting to think that things wouldn't really happen, and the goal then shifted to just making a medal. But yeah, we knew that if we kept doing what we knew we could do, and working hard, that we'd come out somewhere near the top. And yeah, it sort of fueled the fire, and made me want to compete to my absolute best, and that's what needed to happen. And yeah, I'm just super happy that I could do that after day two, and yeah, to come home with the gold medal and with a day to spare was just incredible.
Yeah, it's awesome. Knowing that you had the gold 2 days before the last race, how did you sleep? Surely it would have felt like forever.
Yeah. I mean, what was it, the Friday night that I guess the goal was sealed, but then I had the Saturday and the Sunday to go. That yeah, it was strange. Probably the worst night's sleep I've ever had on that Friday night. Even though all the stress should be relieved and things like that, I think the excitement and the thought that it was going to happen on the Sunday was just incredible. But I have to admit that on the Saturday night before the medal race, I slept pretty good, knowing that there was no stress.
Yeah. I reckon you should have packed an esky with a few drinks, maybe a fishing rod, seeing if you could catch a few fish on the way around in that last race. Now that would have been pretty Aussie.
Yeah, you're not wrong. I think we we're talking about filling the esky with a few beers so we could crack a couple of cold ones. But no, we've got to do the right thing. It's all on TV and people are seeing that. But yeah, without a doubt, we enjoyed a few cold ones when we're away from the cameras.
Yeah, sounds good. Now, Australia has won the last 3 gold medals in this class of sailing. At 25, mate, you've the world at your feet. Are you looking towards the Paris Games in 3 years' time?
Yeah, exactly. I think obviously, yeah, very, very young, only 25 years old. So got many years left. But yeah, Paris is, firmly got my eyes set on that. And yeah, would love to be the first person to go back-to-back gold medals in the laser. So that's the goal. And yeah, we'll hopefully be able to run with this gold medal for the next 3 years, and keep building on that.
Yeah, I reckon you've got a pretty good chance.
Oh, thank you.
That's okay. Okay, quick questions about sailing. What is the best thing about sailing?
Yeah, being out in the environment, fresh air. Yeah, it's just you and the waves and the wind. It's a pretty amazing experience. You get some pretty wild days, but you can also get some days that are just your perfect sailing conditions. And yeah, they're really the days that you live for.
Yeah. What is the hardest part about sailing?
Yeah, again, it's almost the environment that you're spending lots of hours on the water. Like Japan, for example, was very hot, and yeah, it takes a lot out of the body. And at the same time, when we go to Europe in the early months of the year, that it's very cold. So there are times where it's quite uncomfortable, but yeah, that's probably the hardest part. But as well, it's just a very physical sport. Yeah, big long hours, and it's pretty big toll on the body.
Yeah, it would be. Have you ever fallen out of your boat?
I actually did at the Olympics.
Really?
Yeah, one of the races, I capsized the boat and had a little swim and had to recover myself. But yeah, luckily that didn't have too much effect on the race. But yeah, I've definitely fallen out many a time.
Have you ever collided into someone else in the competition?
Yeah, in our class, the racing's very tight, and yeah, sometimes we have up to 70 boats on the same course. So lots of collisions do happen. Yeah, you just sort of try to keep your fingers out so you don't get them crushed. But yeah, you sort of just bounce off each other and keep going your own ways. But no big crashes with any holes or anything.
Yeah, it wouldn't be very good getting your fingers crushed. Some quick questions about the Olympics. What was the Olympic Village like?
Yeah, I only got to experience it on one day because we were in a different hotel. But yeah, it's an amazing place. Obviously, all the athletes are there and get to meet everyone from different countries. And they have these little pins that you can swap between the countries. That's pretty cool and a bit of a memento that you can bring home. But I think probably the most exciting part is all the buffets and the food and things, and it's basically all you can eat. So once you finish your competition, you don't have to look after your weight. You can eat as much as you want.
Yeah, it's almost a dream of mine to go there. Sounds pretty cool.
Yeah, exactly.
Did you get to meet anyone that you were a bit starstruck on?
Yeah, it's a bit disappointing this year because of all the COVID measures that we couldn't sort of interact with any of the other countries or other sports really. So that was a bit of a shame, and probably one of the reasons why I want to go to Paris to hopefully be able to do that. But I mean, in the sailing world, there's people like Robert Scheidt from Brazil, who's 48, and I think he's been to 7 Olympics. So that's pretty incredible and an amazing person to meet. And yeah, it's just amazing you get to do it at the Olympics.
Yeah, COVID sucked, but still sounds pretty good.
Yeah, you can't complain. It's still an amazing experience.
Yeah. Event that you enjoyed the most to watch, other than your event?
Yeah, it's a tough one. I always enjoy watching the swimming and the athletics. Obviously, yeah, it's quite impressive what they do in the sport, and Australia is quite successful in the swimming as well.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I do enjoy just watching any of the Olympics. It was just great to tune in and be on the same time zone as well, and be able to watch most of it was just awesome.
Yeah, Australia are pretty successful in the water sports.
Yeah, I guess, yeah, we're pretty lucky that we're surrounded by water. So, yeah, I guess goes to show that we learned how to swim pretty early.
Yeah. What did you eat straight after the competition?
Yeah, well, because we were in our little bubble environment, we kind of were having quite a lot of just normal Western food. So, first thing I actually had was some sushi. I was craving some sushi and seeing it all the time. So, yeah, wanted to have some of that, and yeah, just yeah, I haven't really had anything, any fast food or anything yet. Sort of still getting to that point.
Can I see your gold medal?
Yeah, I got a city here. Yeah,
Oh, really?
yeah. So
Oh, awesome.
yeah, so got the Athena on one side, which is on all the medals, and then they have the special year of the games with the Tokyo 2020 on the other side.
Oh, that's super cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks for that. Super
No,
cool.
pleasure.
You're in Europe right now, if I'm correct. Where are you and how come you're there? I bet you can't wait to get back to Australia, although 14 days of isolation wouldn't be great.
Yeah, so I'm in Ghent in Belgium with my fiance. She's from Belgium. She was competing in Japan as well. So yeah, while I was overseas, took the opportunity to get back here. It's been a little while, but yeah, like you said, I'm trying to run away from the 14 days of quarantine. Feel like that'll be a little bit too boring for me, so we'll try to stay over here. But yeah, I'm super excited to go home at the end of the year and to be able to celebrate with family and friends. Obviously, they've been a big part of the journey. So yeah, there's some big parties planned for the end of the year, that's for sure.
Yeah, I bet you can't wait.
No, I definitely can't.
Well, Matt, what you have achieved is beyond exceptional. You grabbed the hearts of every Australian and won a gold medal, something every young kid only dreams of getting. It's a massive achievement, mate, and couldn't have gone to a more deserving person. Keep up the great work and forever look at that medal with pride. It's a heck of a reward for what you do. Thanks, buddy.
Yeah, thanks, Liam. Really appreciate it. It's very kind.
Yeah, it's been awesome to chat, mate.
My pleasure.